It all happened today, earlier this morning, when we had Alana Blanchard eliminate world number 2, Lakey Peterson. It made history. Stephanie Gilmore matching Lane Beachley with 7 world titles, a record that Lane has held for a very long time. And that 7th title, right before Steph got started, Gilmore carried the torch into her first title run, and Lane always felt it was going to happen. And next thing you know, 12 years went by before they get to share that prestigious title, sharing 7 world titles. Manuel was in the final with Steph just last season for one of her best ever finishes of her career. Meanwhile, from West Oz, Bronte Macaulay getting started up and out. A great insight from Rosie Potts, realizing that she had to wear a set on the head before this heat started. Having those meetings with Jake Patterson where he was saying, hey, you've got to put in the work at this level, at this part of the game to really compete for a world title if you want it. So she was going through routines this year that she was kind of not used to. Being out there for the early sessions, making sure she looked at the ocean before her heat. As we watch Malia Manuel arcing that first section off the top, power hack down the line. Ton of speed to burn, vertical off the top again for Manuel. Belting the lip. It's a nice size on this inside Keiki Bowl section, and she's loving that lip line, throwing it vertical multiple times to put herself out in front.
Let's have a look at the first part of the wave here. You can see a little bit bumpy and lumpy there, so Malia just taking her time with it, not really pushing the issue too much. Now it starts to clean up through the bowl. Now she really starts to crank it up. Beautiful maneuver.
Now setting up this first section is Bronte Macaulay. Back to the wall here at the bay, being a goofy foot with her right foot forward. Nice tight jam in front of Manuel. Fun inside bowl, coiling up some momentum for this end section. The Australian digging deep for the top turn, and she'll get hung up. But her best wave so far, dealt with one of the bigger sets on the head before the heat started, was up and out on her first attempt.
Look here, beautiful drop there. Nice wide stance. I love the way this young lady serves. Beautiful snap in the pocket. Timing is everything out here on Honolulu Bay, and Bronte just taking her time, building speed. Look how fast she's going. Her board is humming as she flies down the line.
Then getting to that inside corner, she just tried to wind up and go for glory off the top. That wave is hypnotizing, mesmerizing. Gilmore changing her position to get started in this heat. The 7-time world champ.
7-time world champion Stephanie Gilmore.
Enjoying the ride as a freshly crowned world champion. She'll hop out of there. An incredible year that she fought for another Bell's title. Got to surf Jeffreys Bay for the first time in her career, with that one coming back onto the calendar. And just looked dangerous, I think even more so in waves where she didn't expect herself to be that dominant, like even going to the U.S. Open where she got a keeper, and also in Brazil for a major win. Take a look at this ride again, Potts.
Yeah, I mean, how many surfers can do a turn like that? Steph Gilmore's just rattled off 3 of them, so we're looking at a massive score coming through for Steph. Jams it in the pocket just to finish off, but a series of classic trademark maneuvers there from Stephanie Gilmore. Really feeling it. I mean, there is... you can see the smile from here, Joe. I mean, she's having an absolute ball today. Probably one of the best days of her life. You know, we talk about how her last world title was the toughest one she'd ever won. I think this one has just gone into that next realm.
Fulfilling that dream of getting now a 7th and surfing Honolulu Bay. She just blitzed that last wave. We're anticipating a huge number as Malia Manuel locks in. Feeling her way down the line, checks it off the top. Fading that little down carve. She knows it's going to get nice and speedy through this section. Shutting down quickly on Manuel, so she's out of there. Her high mark still her start, the 7.83.
Yeah, speed. She needed to be down and out of that wave before it collided. Let's have a look at Malia's last ride, 3.77. Nice little jam in the pocket. And again, you can see the flow, the difference between the flow from Steph's wave and then Malia's wave. Malia cutting her turn short, whereas Steph just had all the time in the world. Put that board on the rail and gaining speed out of it. There's no hiccups or any kind of glitches. Let's have a look at Bronte.
Macaulay on the windup. Look how patient she is. Now liking that section. Quick little rip off the top. Well overhead section. She'll punch through. Already bowling up quickly, right on the corner. Can she pull her board back out for the completion? That one's going to take her down. 2 completions. Didn't have a second scoring ride yet.
Last maneuver, let's have a look at the replay. Takes off and kind of hits the gas straight away. Beautiful bottom turn, top turn snap. Great positioning right there, waiting for it again. Nice clean maneuver. So 2 solid turns there from Bronte, and then jams it in the pocket. So really putting a little bit more effort into that last turn.
Some say the best style of all time. And I love when I hear a statement like that, because it definitely deserves that kind of attention. Watching this now, Gilmore. Super casual, standing tall in the barrel, and she will pay for that relaxed approach on the way out. A 7-time world champ couldn't help herself.
You know, you're too relaxed. It's almost, it's not disrespecting the wave, but it's thinking you've got it worked out, you've got it wired. I'm in control, and as soon as you feel that, this wave will teach you a lesson or two. Look at her just going, yep, how good is this? And right there, just what happened? You know, they're kind of baffling. I mean, it was kind of a wide open exit. Let's have a look again here from Steph. Comes off the bottom, hits the brakes, and now she just goes, yep, have a look at this. Styling it through, and she leaves her board behind, comes out of the barrel without the surfboard. So that is an incomplete wave, a 2.57, and this could have been easy a 9-point ride. That white water comes up the face of the wave, catches the rail of the board, and takes Steph down. So had she been in her normal tube riding stance, she would have absorbed that shock. She would have come out of that wave, and we would have seen another excellent score locked in for Steph Gilmore.
Priority with Manuel. She's trying to control this lineup. Giving some room to Bronte Macaulay, but she'll get hit in the heels with a lip line. And he's showing a little bit of fatigue. One of the strongest surfers in the world, a surfer that's paddled into Jaws in the past, and when she wore all those waves on the head, when you're attempting to surf it radically, sometimes it's going to punch back. Watching Malia Manuel winding up for a solid section. She'll recover on the open face and lay down that rail. Wave staying pretty full, but still has so much power to shove her into this oncoming section. She decides to opt out of slamming that inside section. But now the recap into live action. Gilmore with a ton of room in the cave at Honolulu Bay. Got the completion there into an aggressive forehand hack. As that wave was spitting everything out,
keep in mind,
Gilmore couldn't hang on to that big finish. All she wanted to do is get another shot at the barrel here at Honolulu Bay. 5.7s long gone putts.
Absolutely, and you could tell she paid way more attention to that tube ride, didn't she? You can see nice and low off the bottom. Now she pumps, gets forward. Perfect stance in the barrel. One of the best tube riders in the world, period, is Steph Gilmore. And then just didn't quite get the release she was looking for with that back foot. And see how compressed she was. She needed to extend that back foot, jam those fins into the face of the wave. But nonetheless, as you said, 2.57 long gone. She's only looking for a 3.53 for the lead. She's got that. Beautiful tube ride. You can see how wide the stance was. She was a lot lower. She learned from that mistake.
Just seeing that fall, but still just enjoying an incredible day in surfing history. Steph Gilmore, a 7-time world champ, enjoying the pit.
Priority looking for a 7.34.
19 seconds to go. A massive wall getting stretched out here at Honolulu Bay. Surfer from West Oz, Bronte Macaulay, wants a piece of it.
Here we go now.
Set up carve, here comes the lip. Hooks it, air drops, pulls it off. Winding up for a big section to work with on the inside. Nice clean backhand carve. Still swinging through this end section. Bronte chasing a 7.34 to take Manuel out of the contest, locking into this wave at the buzzer.
But look, it was a solid set wave as well. Nice takeoff. Beautiful deep bottom turn. It's almost like a transition maneuver, just getting herself back into the power source. This is the turn right here, under the lip. That was critical. That was dangerous. And then again, just downtime, and then finish with a little bit of a sort of a cutback maneuver.
Oh boy.
So I'm thinking 7.
Just under.
In a
It's been a stellar year for Bronte Macaulay. Scores are coming in for the decision. Just like you thought, just short of getting the number. 6.0 Macaulay out of the event. Last year's final moves on with Gilmore and Malia Manuel into the quarters.